Good morning, welcome to Morning Outlook on Thursday the 24th of November. So let's have a look at the risk events coming out today. Well, there's not a great deal. We've got the German business climate coming out there at 9 a.m. It's a bank holiday in the US and Canada all day, and New Zealand 9:45 some retail sales, so very little in the way of news. I wouldn't be surprised if we see some consolidation, bearing in mind what's been happening. But maybe we'll still get some movement out of these markets. But I would expect today and tomorrow. We've got no news tomorrow as such, and we'll still get the occasional speakers coming out through the day. And it's not a quiet day in terms of speakers. There's plenty of them coming out there right the way through to 4 o'clock. So we've got the ECB minutes. Is that correct? Didn't see that on the list here. It's not showing ECB minutes. Well, in that case, I'll take that at its word. Let's see what time that is. It's 12:30. So the only thing with the ECB minutes, generally there's not a lot of fallout from them because of all the speakers have spoken before they come out. It's rare that we see anything too different, apart from when Draghi was around once and lied. I've never forgiven him. But aside of that, then I think that they're pretty transparent these days, and it's all out there in one form or another. But still, we'll watch out for that. Okay. If we see a movement at 12:30, we'll realise there was a surprise in the minutes. Let's get on and look at the charts then, and start off looking at currencies as ever. Looking at the euro, well, you can see the euro. It got the continuation. Well, I was expecting back to the upside for now. At least it's pitched up again this morning. I just come down to 4 hours, see it a bit clearer. So it broke out of its sort of descending. The wedgie pattern as it sort of got into being a bit, but it broke out of that. It's into its weekly, so it's gone from S1 to R1 on the weekly basis overall. Just run down into the 60-minute time frame here, and you literally, it had broken out of that, pulled back, and eventually went later in the afternoon. It really moved best, or late after mid afternoon, and then it pushed up there. But we're sitting around this area up here that's where we've seen quite a lot of failures before. So whether it will fail or this morning come into something and give us another little flag on the way, we'll have to wait and see. Now it has got an untouched daily pivot. We know the probability is higher that being hit, but my preference is to leave it on the downside and look for the upside opportunities. So I'll wait a little bit for that. What time is it? 7:49 as I'm recording this, so a bit of time to go yet. Before the 8 o'clock changes, and then we get the 8 o'clock pivot in. Yeah, so looking at the upside again, looking for opportunities. The pound then again yesterday pushed up, closed above the previous highs there, and it seems to be doing pretty well. Looking at it, running into this morning, it's just running out. Momentum slowing up a little bit now, but had a good run. Again, it's had a bit of a correction, although it's having a mini bounce, and it might still have something in there. As I said, it's past. The important thing is it's past all this sort of near-term noise, and where it's been rejected previously, this time it pushed up and through, went right the way through there. So it's, as I say, looking bullish, just as the US dollar is looking bearish against the yen here. This is a daily picture of it. It's again broken the my trend that I'd popped on there previously. It in fact broke a secondary trend. It was a little dance around, broke out a classic sort of pullback towards the trend level, the prior low levels. Looked like it was going to push up again, and then eventually put the key reversal bar in there at 10 o'clock, and well, the 10 o'clock, yeah, 10 o'clock is a 4 hourly bar. Yeah, it's weird. It's 10 o'clock on this bar, the 10 o'clock bar, and then It's alright, I'm so used to them being the 8 o'clock, 12 o'clock, etc. But the 2 o'clock bar came in the early afternoon, mid-afternoon, and off it went. Back to its weekly pivot, and well, it's looking like it could have some more to the downside. However, again, the way it's moved, and just like the euro, the pound to a degree, they've come off so steeply. I do wonder if we'll get a little bounce, or at least some consolidation. Again, we've got a daily pivot way up here, so I won't be trading it back for the daily pivot. Again, I'm looking for reasons to get short on any bounce there. Right, let's see, yen, Australian dollar. Similar as the others here. There's no real big difference. It looks more like the euro than the pound. In fact, it hasn't actually, and it is marginally soft. It hasn't even come back to the prior body closes yet on the Aussie, but it still looks erring on the bullish side there. So still looking more positive. Less likely to want to try and get into it. I think it's the weakest of the markets there for now, at least. It might pick up and gain something, but certainly the weakest for now. So US dollar Canadian again is coming off yesterday, but not to the same extent. It was sort of it played a merry dance really, pushing up for a while there, and then eventually again it was it's a bit later actually. As this it went sort of early evening really, rolling back. So looking quite soft, but looking soft. It's got out of all this noise, and there was a sort of a head and shouldery pattern, and we can be using the head for the measuring for the shoulders and for the depth of the shoulder, and that's pretty much gone there. It's done from the high to the low, back to the high to the low. That's done the distance. So a consolidation again expected. Markets closed, or will be closed when they'd normally be open. So it could be a lighter day, but it often is. So that was the CAD. Switch markets here. Just switch the market across. He says wrong thing. And look towards the we'll look at gold first. So gold looking positive just as everything else, and it's just like looking at the same picture almost on each of these. However, once again, it's a bit more like the Aussie in terms of it hasn't pushed up so far in the retrace here. It's stalled a little bit, and again it's not my favourite on the long side, but it's drifting there. If things start getting a bit bitty, it might be a go-to to sell, be on the sell side, but for now it's broken its trend. It's struggling underneath on here's its 4 hourly 50, so just looking a bit soft on the 4 hourly 50, and I'm sure there's a bit of divergence sitting around here, but looking a tad on the softer side there. Okay, softer relatively, I should say. Oils continue to push on down south. There's not a great deal more to be said on that. Yesterday it just sort of rolled and went quite quickly. As I say, I've got to find a different feed for this. It's not too continuous. There's too many gaps. Anyway, continuous in process, but not continuous in movement. It's not showing the out of hours trading on there, but it does look soft. It's put lower highs in there now. We might even see further downside coming through on the oil price. So looking soft. We'll obviously see that in our petrol costs, etc. Not. Okay, it's one level inflation, won't be given away too soon. CSI 300, softer. Still a soft overnight day, just down at the moment, but again, as I said, this maybe reflects some of the concern about China taking the stance to shut places down quite quickly, should COVID reappear or be there. Nikkei gapped up, beautiful day there, and most of the other markets are positive here, so Nikkei pushing up there, gapping up. Of course, when we get a gap like that, at some stage we may get filled over the next few days, but not always. We get these little island reversal movements sometimes, and they don't get filled, they get missed. Nifty 50. So Nifty 50 pushing up again, and well, it could be taking out those near-term highs again at some point. So all looking mildly bullish, which moves me over to the US there. That softer dollar certainly helping, and the sort of data coming out is really benefiting the US markets here. So more upside yesterday. Of course, the actual markets closed today for Thanksgiving, but the futures would be ticking along at least part-time. The Dow is back into those prior highs here. Will it fail again on the futures? We'll have to wait and see, but it's ticking along. There's not a lot of point going down into details on this. It's come closer to the Nasdaq's even the Nasdaq's pushed up there yesterday. Right, let's look at the DAX. So DAX this morning, it hasn't really moved out of this consolidation area too well. It did, and this week it's just made a slightly higher consolidation area, really struggling to find form in terms of where's it going, and getting quite choppy, and there's quite a high risk that you're going to lose your money on it while it's like this. And I know there'll be people sitting there thinking, I want to get in it, it's going to break up and whatever else, but sometimes you just got to wait for it to show its hand even, and shake it probably, but certainly show its hand. So that's what you're really looking for, or what I would be looking for here. Finally, the UK, well, it's closed at the moment, so not a lot else I can say here, but it's still in this strong uptrend, pushing up towards the prior highs, and I expect this may just continue. So those for that upside. There you go. That's pretty much it for me this morning. Quite a positive outlook there on most of the currencies, but we'll see. I expect, as I said, just to summarise, I expect it to be quiet. So quietish, especially as we move through to the afternoon. Have a great one. Bye for now.